Hi, it's Tanya here. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about sunscreens. What sunscreens are good for you, what are bad for you as far as chemical sunscreens are concerned. All right, before we do that though, we're going to do our 30 Days of Greatness jar. So let's do that, see what we get. You go, girl. That is so appropriate for today for what I'm about to talk about. All right, so here we go. So, there has been debate about sunscreens and the chemicals in the sunscreens. There was a YouTuber who brought this to my attention. Thank you so much. If I find her video again, I will link it down in the description box below. If I find it, I hope I can find it again for you. But basically she said that she took her family to Disneyland, and while they were there they didn't have sunscreen, so they went to the store and she got her good old Neutrogena sunscreens, which she's been using for years. They applied it and they broke out in rashes all over their arms, and she actually took a photo of it and showed it, and I was like, oh wow. And so she was talking about the chemicals in our sunscreen. And I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of weird, because the other day I was in Walgreens and I was looking at the active CoverGirl's active cover up, and I turned it around and it said one of these chemicals is in it. I forget which one now. And I was like, huh, I've never heard of that sunscreen chemical before. I mean, I've never heard of that active ingredient before in sunscreen. I said to the manager, who was, stocking the aisles, I said, what is blah, blah, blah? And she's all, I don't know. And I said, are they using different like stuff in our stuff, in our cosmetics for sunscreen? And she goes, I don't know. And so I was like, this is interesting. I've never heard of this ingredient before. So I was curious then. So it was weird that I happened to be watching YouTube, and here's this lady telling the story about how they were affected by the sunscreen, which brought to her attention that they're putting chemicals in our sunscreen. So there's two types of ways. There's two ways that you can block UVA and UVB rays, and that is with minerals, which is titanium dioxide or zinc oxide, and or chemicals now. So the titanium dioxide and the zinc oxide mineral form actually act as a barrier on the surface of the skin and block the rays from penetrating into your skin. And the chemical form goes into your skin and does some kind of co-reaction thing with the rays after they pass through your skin. So that's like, really? Oh, they don't tell you that they're doing this, these companies. The reason that more people prefer to use the chemical sunscreen versus the mineral sunscreen is because the chemical sunscreen is the good old-fashioned white stuff that you used to put on your face and you'd get all white looking. That's the minerals in the mineral sunscreen. The chemical stuff, it blends in just like hand lotion. It goes right in, you don't see it, and so people prefer it. But of course they may not know, as did I. I had no knowledge of this before, so thank you so much to that YouTuber. I hope I find her again on so that I can link it for you. So I went around my house and I took out my sunscreens. These I got at the dollar store, and I read on the back, and sure enough, all of these are chemical sunscreens. And I'm like, okay, great. I don't want chemicals in my body, in my bloodstream. So what these chemicals do, not to freak everybody out, but just to make you aware of them so you have the power and the choice to choose the products that are safest for you and your family and for the environment. But they go into your bloodstream. Now, a dermatologist has said on YouTube that they they found it like 7 days after the person applied it, and it went into the bloodstream, but they said that it doesn't do anything in the bloodstream. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, doesn't your liver have to process what comes into your bloodstream? So they can't do studies. There's no way logically in my mind, I'm not a chemist, I'm not a doctor, but there's no way logically in my mind that makes sense. Because anything that's a chemical that you put on a plant, in your body, in the ocean, or anything has got to have some kind of an effect if it's not organic origin. And so, how are they going to test that? I thought to myself, how are they going to test that? They're going to wait, 10 years? They're going to hire somebody to wear sunscreen for like 5 to 10 years, because who knows what the long-term effects of this is, right? We already know that the short-term effects are that they're harming the reefs in the ocean right now. So Hawaii is like wanting to ban these chemical sunscreens from being on the beach. The mineral ones are fine, but the chemical ones are not. And so that tells me, okay, if it's hurting the natural aquatics in our oceans with the fish and the reefs, then what about our bodies? Our bodies are they're like of natural origin too. So chemicals suddenly then don't affect us, but they affect and kill everything else. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to err on the safe side and just say I'm not going to use any more lotions with chemical sunscreens in them. And you can decide for yourself whether that's the right thing to do or not. I definitely, everybody should make their own choices. But I was just thinking, sometimes we go to the river and all our rivers go into the ocean, so I'm like, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that in the environment. I don't want it harming the environment or harming children or, even in a swimming pool, you could say, well, I never go to the ocean. It's fine. I'm in the swimming pool. But, sometimes kids gulp water in the swimming pool. They can't help it. So we're getting these chemicals in our skin. They're going into our systems, and then they're in our environment as well. So I'm going to say that's a hard no for me. I'm not doing it. So what I wanted to do this video is to just show you a couple very inexpensive options that you can do for sunscreen. So let's get started. Here are the chemical ingredients you want to avoid right here. And I'm not going to try to say these. I'll just put them down in the description box below. And here are the two cheapest, the most inexpensive ways to buy mineral sunscreen. So here's a few that I selected for us in case you don't want to spend $15, $20 on sunscreen. This is the Neutrogena Pure and Free Baby Sunscreen. And it is SPF 60 UVA, UVB. It is titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, so it has both minerals in it. And it also says up here, I'll read you this. It says water resistant 80 minutes, hypoallergenic, non-greasy, oil-free, PABA-free, and fragrance-free. And this is totally safe to put on your face. So this stick is designed for your face. And I used it today. I'm going to actually put it on the back of my hand so you can see what it looks like. So it's got the white cast at first, but watch when I rub it in. It disappears right away. So it's not there. And it's thick. It's very thick. So I don't think it's going to work for your shoulders, but I mean, if you had to, you could. It's kind of petroleum, feels like petroleum jelly a little bit, like that mixed with cream, kind of waxy. But I'm wearing it today, and I don't know if you can tell. I wear it on my nose, and I put it all over my cheek area underneath my makeup. And as you can see, it's not shiny. It hasn't come through. It didn't disturb how my makeup sat or anything. So it's very safe. And it's a great alternative to if you also want to go chemical free with your foundation and you don't want to, because they're putting the chemicals in the sunscreens in the foundations as well. So you can buy a sunscreen free foundation and use this underneath. And this retails anywhere from $7 to $9. If you buy it at Walmart, you'll get it the cheapest. I think I paid $7 and some change for this. Might be $9 or $10 in CVS or Walgreens. All right, so, and then the next one is my Best Buy. This one I highly recommend. It's the Equate, sold by Walmart. It has SPF 50 in it. It's PABA free. It's only zinc oxide. So if you're allergic to titanium dioxide, some people may be, then this is just zinc oxide. And let's see, it's it's paraben free. It's water resistant, 80 minutes, pediatrician tested, tear free, and continuous sensitive skin protection. It's broad spectrum, so it does both. And that's about all you need to know about it, but you do need to know the price because it's a great price point. This is $5. So you get 3 fluid ounces, which is just about, this is 4 fluid ounces here. So 3 fluid ounces, so it's a pretty good size. Here's my hand so you can see. It's a pretty good size. And it's great for the price point. And let me put some on for you so you can see what this does on the skin right here. So it's white because it's got the mineral, but look at that, it blends right in. So it blends right in. It's a little bit thick, but it'll be good for you. It'll be great protection. So I highly recommend definitely these two, and I've got a couple others to show you that are on the higher end cost wise. But these are great. And you know, as you get older, your skin gets more delicate anyway, and these are for sensitive skin, so they'll work for you for sure. All right, so let me get to my pictures here on my phone, and I will show you a couple other more options that you can do. One of them is the Sun Bum Mineral Stick. That's about $10. It's similar to the Neutrogena. And it also says this one's gluten-free. Then the Sun Bum Mineral Tinted Sunscreen. This is tinted sunscreen, SPF 30, if you like a cream with a little tint in it. And then the Neutrogena Sensitive Skin 60 Plus. And all these range between $12 and $20. And the CeraVe 30. So that's good too. And the Neutrogena's Sheer Zinc Dry Touch in 30. So if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, you can look at those. So there's several choices that are very safe for everybody. And thank you so much for watching. I think, you know, when stuff like this happens, when you find out that companies are doing this without checking with us, you know, and I'm going to stay tuned because I'm going to do another video on the foundation. So I'm going to show you products that are 100% safe and don't have chemicals in it that will harm you. And we'll solve this problem together. We'll just take charge of it, right? Of our own lives and our own choices. And that's what we can do. For ourselves, for our family, and for the environment. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. Please click subscribe, and we'll see you next time.